Let's talk about something that happens in the dark, something we mistake for love but is far more dangerous. Women don't just fall in love, they get hooked, quietly, invisibly, almost against their will. And the truth, it's not a fairy tale. It's biology, it's psychology, and understanding it can set you free. We're told it's romance, that magical moment when you meet the one, but let's rip the mask off that illusion right now. When you meet a man and suddenly you can't stop thinking about him, it's not just a crush, it's a chemical reaction. Your brain is firing off hits of dopamine every single time he texts, calls, or even just crosses your mind. Dopamine is the molecule of craving, the same one involved in addiction. It makes you feel amazing, on top of the world. And what happens when you feel that good? You want more. That initial high isn't love at first sight. It's your brain's reward system lighting up like a slot machine that just hit the jackpot. You're not just attracted, you're chasing a feeling, a chemical rush that he triggers. This is the first, silent hook. It feels like magic, but it's just chemistry, and it's incredibly powerful. You start rereading his texts, analyzing his every word, replaying conversations in your head, all in an attempt to get another taste of that dopamine hit. You're not falling in love, you're developing a habit. Now, let's go deeper into the forbidden truth that no one likes to talk about: intimacy. I'm not just talking about the physical act. I'm talking about every touch, every close conversation, every moment of shared vulnerability. With each of these interactions, a woman's brain is flooded with oxytocin. Oxytocin is often called the love hormone, or the cuddle chemical, which sounds lovely, doesn't it? But it has a much more primal function. It's the same hormone that bonds a mother to her newborn child. It creates a powerful, almost unbreakable sense of attachment. It whispers to her, this person is safe, this person is essential, you need him. This biological wiring is so profound that it can make a man feel irreplaceable, even when your logical mind is screaming that he's all wrong for you. It's why you might find yourself defending him, making excuses for his bad behavior, or feeling a gut-wrenching pain at the thought of leaving him. Your body has literally bonded to him. He's not just a partner anymore. He's become a psychological tattoo, etched into your nervous system. You don't consciously decide to stay. Your own biology is holding you hostage, convincing you that letting go would be like tearing off a limb. This isn't a weakness. It's a powerful biological force designed for human connection, but it can be easily exploited in modern relationships. But here's where it gets really dark. This is the trick that turns a simple chemical attraction into a full-blown devastating addiction. It's the element of uncertainty. I'm talking about men who give you intense attention and then, without warning, pull away. The ones who love bomb you with affection, making you feel like the center of the universe, only to go cold, distant, and silent. This hot and cold behavior isn't just confusing. It's a calculated or instinctual hijacking of the most powerful addiction mechanism known to psychology: variable rewards. Think about a slot machine in Vegas. If it paid out every single time, you'd get bored. If it never paid out, you'd walk away. But because you never know when the next payout is coming, you keep pulling the lever, over and over again. Your brain becomes obsessed with the possibility of the next reward. That's exactly what's happening in these relationships. You never know what you're going to get: warmth or silence, passion or distance. And it's the not knowing that hooks you in the deepest. Your brain becomes locked in a state of hypervigilance, constantly waiting, hoping, and craving the next hit of his attention and affection. The lows make the highs feel even more intense, reinforcing the cycle. You're not in a relationship. You're trapped in a psychological experiment, and he's controlling the variables. This isn't romance. It's a form of emotional manipulation that keeps you perpetually off balance and desperate for his approval. And if the chemical hooks weren't enough, there's another silent trap that keeps women stuck: identity. When you invest your time, your emotions, your body, and your deepest secrets into a man, he stops being just a person in your life. The relationship becomes a part of who you are. Leaving him doesn't just feel like ending a partnership. It feels like tearing away a piece of your own identity. You've shared dreams, made plans, and built a world around this connection. Walking away means admitting that the time was wasted, that the investment yielded no return. This is known as the sunk cost fallacy. The more you've invested, the harder it is to let go, even when it's clear the investment is failing. To avoid the painful reality that it's over, you start telling yourself stories. I can fix him. If I just love him a little harder, He'll change. We've been through so much. I can't give up now. These narratives aren't signs of strength. They are the desperate pleas of an identity trying to hold itself together. You're not fighting for the relationship anymore. You're fighting for the version of yourself that exists within it. The idea of starting over, of admitting defeat, is so terrifying that staying in a painful situation feels like the safer option. The investment trap doesn't just pull you in, it convinces you that staying is your own idea. Now, let's talk about the culture that perpetuates this entire cycle. From the time we are little girls, society feeds us a very specific script. We're told, follow your heart, love conquers all, your soulmate is out there waiting for you. Movies, songs, and books all sell us this dream of a transformative, all-consuming love that will solve all our problems and complete us. But here's the forbidden truth. What we call love is often just a cocktail of brain chemistry, psychological conditioning, and deep-seated attachment needs, all dressed up as destiny. The culture actively protects this illusion. Why? Because if women everywhere suddenly saw the raw mechanical machinery behind the curtain, the dopamine spikes, the oxytocin bonds, the variable reward schedules, the entire spell would break. The romantic fantasy that drives so much of our consumer culture and societal norms would crumble. We are encouraged to trust our feelings above all else, but we're never taught that our feelings can be hijacked. We're told to be loving and nurturing, which makes us prime targets for the oxytocin bond. We resold the idea of a bad boy who can be changed by a good woman's love, which is the perfect setup for a variable reward addiction. The culture doesn't just fail to warn us about these traps, it actively leads us right into them, all under the beautiful, misleading banner of romance. So, let's put it all together. Here is the brutal, unfiltered reality. Women don't get hooked because they're weak, naive, or desperate. They get hooked because their biology, their psychology, and their culture have been perfectly engineered to make them susceptible to this kind of addiction. It's a triple threat. Your brain craves the dopamine, your body forges an unbreakable oxytocin bond, and society tells you that this feeling of being completely consumed is the greatest love of all. Recognizing this isn't about blaming men or demonizing love, it's about empowerment. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Once you can see the silent hooks for what they are, not signs of true love, but triggers in an addiction cycle, you can begin to reclaim your power. You can learn to distinguish genuine connection from a chemical craving. You can start to choose clarity over the chaos of a variable reward system. You can choose the hard truth over a beautiful, damaging illusion. Understanding the why behind your feelings gives you the ability to step back and ask, is this connection truly serving me, or am I just chasing the next hit? The next time you find yourself wondering why you, or a friend, or any smart, strong woman stays with a man who clearly doesn't deserve her, man who is inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, or just plain unkind, remember what we've talked about today. It's rarely a simple choice. It's not just love in the way the fairy tales describe it. It's chemistry. It's a powerful biological bond. It's a psychological addiction loop. It's the forbidden truth that no one wants to admit because it's messy and uncomfortable, and it shatters our most cherished fantasies about romance. But knowing this truth is not a cause for despair, it's a weapon. It's the light that exposes the hooks so you can finally unlatch them. True power isn't finding a man to complete you, it's understanding your own internal wiring so deeply that no one can ever use it against you again. You deserve a love that is calm, consistent, and clear, not a chaotic addiction disguised as passion. See the system, break the cycle, and choose yourself. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that helps you understand the truth behind how we love. See you in the next video.